Whoa, look, it's time to go viral. I'm homicidal, I'm killing all my rivals. I'm the man, shit, I put that on the Bible. I Spotify my target, cause you know I got the title. Hey, I'm a Mac too. I told baby, shake that ass like she Apple. She said it's real, so she got my name tattooed. House full, so I hit it in the back room. Whoa, baby said she need it now, peep the urgency. I want a little Kim before she had the surgery. Leg spread on that hardcore poster. She love twerking, she just do it for the coach. Big dog, bull master. 6 tray Chevrolet, I'm classic. All these niggas mad at me, that's tragic. The main bitch in the bed, that's graphic. Yeah, we about to go viral. Hey.
What's the deal, people? It's your boy, the one and only, your host that do the most, Mr. Viral himself, aka the villain. Because they hate me for my opinion. Welcome back to another episode of the Viral Way Podcast. Make sure you share, like, subscribe to the channel. As always, I got my co-host with me.
Yeah, you already know, Messiah the Great, and we're going to lead the way. But I want to give a shout out to the homie with the layup.
Lil Spit.
For the Long Beach apparel.
A touch of Cali's own. Tap in on my boy for the Long Beach merch. Matter of fact, for any merch, you feel me? A touch of Cali. Shout out my boy Lil Spit. And like my boy Messiah say, you go everywhere else for the cap, come here for the facts.
Easy.
We leading the way. We got a special episode today. It's been a while. It's been a while. This is a fan favorite. We're going to do a battle with the sexes today. We got 3 young ladies in the house. I'm sure you have all already seen Armani J. Her clip is going viral right now. Actually, it's going crazy on Instagram. Make sure y'all tap in. By the time you see this, that interview will be out. Go ahead and introduce yourself again for them, young lady.
What's up, y'all? It's Armani J. That's all I gotta say, you know. Where is the applause? I'm waiting for the
Hey, come on. Can she get an applause?
Thank you.
There you go.
You can't orchestrate everything.
You feel me?
You know?
Okay, who we got over here? A little ling ling looking light skinned thing.
Ling Ling is crazy.
Ling Ling kind of mix.
What's going on? Who we got over here?
Introduce yourself.
My name is Fina.
Can she get an applause in the back?
Look.
You got to be on your job. Come on, man. Step it up. Drink some coffee or something.
The live audience is dry.
Yeah, he's tweaking in the...
See, y'all should have just went all 3 and then okay, round of applause.
Okay, we got
I
Fina.
so.
We got Armani. Who we got over here? Come on, Sister Soldier. Let them know.
Silent.
You want to know what's crazy?
That's a silent assassin.
I love Sister Soldier. She is the first author that I was actually able to finish the entire book. I would read many books, never finished a book, but when I started reading Sister Soldier, I finished every book I actually read by her.
I could tell you give me militant vibes.
Sharp, yeah.
Absolutely,
And
militant vibes.
shout out to Sister Soldier because the coldest winter ever was
Coldest Winter
book. Yeah.
Whole book.
was
So it's your girl, Jordan Summer.
Okay, we got... Can she get a
Jordan
round of
with a
applause?
Y, Summer with an O.
Okay, ladies, now, let me lay a few ground rules. We don't have many. It's really only 2. Number 1, you cannot overtalk the host or the co-host. You can't cut us off. We will give you time to speak. And number 2, don't overtalk each other and don't overtalk us because they won't be able to hear. A lot of people, they trying to talk in the mic all at the same time, and it blurs everybody out. It lowers the level of the mic, and it cancels the audio out to where it just sounds like fucking static. So we'll give you time to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just patiently wait. You know, kind of wait for the pause and then jump in. But other than that, what I will say is don't take any of this personal because we're not. But if you do take it personal, that's a personal problem. But we just here to have fun, have a good time, and, you know, share perspectives.
I'm going to just tell you, don't let that bother you.
Don't let that bother you. Okay, now before the cameras cut on, we had an interesting convo going, and I want to kind of get back into that. What do you do for a living? Well, what's one of the hats that you wear? You said you was a masseuse and a masseuse?
No, we're not a masseuse. We're a massage therapist.
A massage
what's
therapist.
the difference between a masseuse and a massage therapist in y'all mind?
And y'all mind, it's actually like a literal thing. It has a lot of history to it. So if you say that to any massage therapist, they will probably get offended. A masseuse is usually someone who does sexual acts during the massage or uses massage as a cover-up for, sex work. Where a massage therapist is a professional who,
we
delivers
don't do
massages.
that. We don't fumble with our clients.
Yeah.
Is that fact or fiction, though?
It's
Facts.
fact.
All right.
You can look it up.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say because I'd have been in different places where the masseuse and the massage therapist have been aligned in the same thing in different countries and different states. The only difference is that they let you know is whether do you want the happy ending or not. So it's not nothing no different. A massage therapist still massages shit, right?
Not that shit.
I didn't say that shit. I'm just saying, but y'all still massage shit.
We massage.
And a masseuse massages shit.
Massage shit.
Sometimes.
Sometimes no.
Sometimes
A
no.
masseuse always massages, right? But it just added a little extra at the end.
Okay, let me say. So basically, you saying to call you as a masseuse is giving a connotation that you do happy endings.
Yes.
Okay, my question is, what's wrong with that? Wouldn't that boost your business? Wouldn't you get more clients? Like I'm not saying have sex with these people, but in my mind, most men are coming with the hopes of, I hope this comes with a happy ending, and they're gonna tip you extremely well for that. Like, what is the difference between massaging a man's body and just massaging that? Like, what's the difference? It's just a body part.
The difference is that's not the clientele I want to attract. I
Right.
want to attract clientele that are respectful, don't put me in uncomfortable positions. If I'm massaging a male, I don't want to have to worry about you flirting with me. There has to be boundaries. Like, I will never get into nothing personal with my clients ever. That's a line that cannot be crossed. We don't hang out. You are my client. Like, that can't be crossed. So there's boundaries. If I'm like promoting myself as this such thing, I can't get mad when people are coming like grabbing on me, talking about, I thought you know. And I know I'm gonna get mad, so I'm not gonna promote my business in that way because that's not what I do. So I'm not a masseuse. If I wanted to be presented in that way, I think I'll be way more viral than what I am now.
Absolutely.
But even
That's a
then,
fact.
That's just
Are
not
y'all-
my...
Are y'all being realistic as the woman as yourselves, like far as y'all easy on the eyes? So a man is naturally probably gonna be attracted to y'all as doing massages or whatever. So to say a man not gonna flirt with you or think certain things is, I think, unrealistic.
But it's still
Even getting in that a boundary.
It's
but-
still a boundary. And like, yes, okay, yes, I am pretty, she's pretty. Like, of course, men would want to be massaged by a pretty girl, but I don't want that connotation that like you're gonna get off just because I'm a pretty girl. Like, I'm a professional. I'm doing a service. You wouldn't do that to somebody who's doing your nails or doing your hair
Your doctor.
or doing your
Your
doctor.
nurse when she gotta check your
Yeah.
business. I know you
it's-
ain't.
it's-
You wanna get
it's-
lunch later?
I ain't gonna lie, it's easy to say like nails and stuff like that. That's different. But when you touching all on my body, then you might arouse different things. So
Okay, the
natural
only,
response.
not to cut you off, apologize.
Okay.
The only thing I'm getting at is I'm trying to figure out what is the difference, because I done been massaged all over the world, and as far as the boundaries, like he said, they usually will ask you. Like, I don't think guys is going in there like, oh yeah, let me grab on your ass. Like, they usually let it be known if it's okay to do that.
But it's
Like,
also-
I done had masseuses like, you want me to take my top off? Like, oh no, I'm good, just massage my back. Like,
Right.
I don't think guys is going in there to hound women. I think there's a connotation around masseuses that is usually an option per se. You know what I'm saying? So guys are going with the assumption that this might be included. I don't think they're coming to like disrespect your boundaries or nothing. But my question is, what is really the difference? If you massage my leg, you massage my
also-
buttocks, you massaging everything. They literally brush up against your nuts as they're massaging you. Like,
No,
what's the
so
difference?
The difference is, one, following protocol. Just like how some masseuses, they have back problems. They're going to have problems with their hands and stuff because there is a certain type of like positioning that you're supposed to be. There's a way to massage. Am I wrong?
Body
Or you
mechanics.
will-
It's body mechanics.
Body mechanics.
And draping.
And draping. So with that being said, the difference between a masseuse is a masseuse will tell you, you come in for some footwork and she's saying, take all your clothes off.
Facts.
Why? Why am I? Also, the difference is a masseuse is going to ask you if you want a happy ending, and a massage therapist will never give you that option.
Exactly.
The massage therapist is going to work on areas that are appropriate. Even as a woman, I don't touch on women's breast. It's like a muscle up here, and you stay there. And if there's a certain type of body mechanic that you have to use, there's ways that you do it to where you're using the back of your hair, not the front. If it becomes a man client, draping, if I'm going to be doing your upper thigh or your, let's say, your glutes and stuff
Right.
like that, this is not nowhere I need to go near. I don't have to get that
I don't
deep.
know about that. You
And
might need
there's
to
a
go
way
that
to
far.
drape where you lift the person's leg and you do the sheet to where you're now like in a diaper kind of. So that's already tucked away.
Yeah.
So if they're not doing that, they're just not being professional. And I know there's a lot of so-called massage therapists that are pushing their limits.
No, that's a
and
fact.
I call them happy ending ass therapists.
'Cause- no, that's how you know they don't do that. When they get to wrapping you up like
They get to-
like a burrito, you like, damn, she ain't doing none of that.
Nah, but she
you had a
letting
question?
you be loose. Now she wants to
Oh,
speak.
you had something to say?
I didn't
Let
have
her-
a
let her
question.
get
I was just gonna say the difference in the name massage therapist and masseuse is the level of expectation you can walk in with.
Exactly.
So if I'm presenting myself as a massage therapist, I tell you I'm a massage therapist instead of a masseuse, that lets you know off rip the level of expectation you can have when you walk in my door.
Okay,
So
is that to men or is that to
Both.
y'all?
Everybody.
So let me say one thing, man. I hate to fuck up their game or whatever the case is, but it's massage places that know they're not supposed to
It's
give
illegal.
happy endings exactly, but it still goes. If you know, you know. It's still,
You
still,
know.
yeah. No, I'm saying it still goes on. So to say like just because their credentials as a massage person, but they still acquire as like what a masseuse would do to get their extra money.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but it kind of messes up our world too. I was just having this conversation with someone at my job, because like our studio had got raided. Like your massage studios can get raided by police anytime, and they check everybody's license to make sure. Because like I said, a lot of people use massage therapy as a front for sex work, and it really just goes down to, sex work rights. If we're going really deep into this rabbit hole. If sex workers were protected, there probably wouldn't have this, mix up between massage therapists and masseuses, So it's like that. So yes, it is kind of disrespectful when people call us masseuse because I don't do sex work. It's nothing wrong with it, but
Okay.
I'm not a sex worker. So I want to be respected for my work, which is body work, which is therapeutic modalities, stretch therapy. I'm actually doing something to make your body feel better, get your body mechanics right.
Nothing gonna make my body feel better than that. More better than that.
I mean, I understand, but
I only bring it up because the last time we had a conversation like behind the scenes about it, and it kind of was, she was given a connotation that, the women who do provide happy endings. I'm not gonna say sex work because if you sleeping with men for money, that's something totally different.
Right.
I mean,
it's under
specifically,
the same realm, though.
no, happy ending and sex is different. I mean, like women that offer happy endings.
But so is
Is that really an issue?
Those are all under the realm of sex work, even though they're not sleeping with men. It's still considered sex work.
No.
whole
What I'm getting at is, do you look down on the women
No.
who offer that extra service as a part of the massage? Because me personally, I think it's very much needed. Not only is it needed, I think it should actually be respected. Now, not sex workers per se, because I think a lot of the problems with the world would go away if men could peacefully go get these services without having to go to the streets. Because there's a lot of men that have zero access to women as beautiful as yourselves. They would never get the time of day. But if they could walk into a masseuse and offer finances in exchange for a little bit of your time per se, your hands, that would save a lot. Like, I don't think women understand how many men are walking around with zero access to women,
But that goes
especially
back-
women on y'all
But
caliber physically.
That's just not what I want to do. I do. My money does it too. But before, when I had my own business and everything, I did all mobile massages, and I worked with very high end clientele and things like that. And there was a couple of situations where I was in a position where I went to go do my service, and my client offered me money for a happy ending and things like that. And it puts me in a very awkward position because when I'm a woman, I'm in your home. Like, I'm not willing to do this, and now you're kind of putting me in this position where it's like, okay, now I'm kind of nervous because what if, like, when I say no, how are you going to react? Like, it's a lot of things that go into that, So that's why I'm very strong on, like, no, I'm not a masseuse, I'm a massage therapist. So off the bat, because when I said no, he kept upping the price. And it was just like, okay, I'm trying to hurry up and get my stuff. And he's just like, come on. Like,
No, I
But this is
understand
what I mean when I say like y'all. It's like, okay, y'all cool. I understand y'all identify yourself as massage and masseuse, but to some men it don't matter because they dealt with people that
'Cause
said
they're
it was
not
massages and then they get the happy endings off of them. So
yeah.
money talks for the majority of women, especially nowadays. Like you said, it's OnlyFans, all these 304s, all this shit going on. He thinking the right price, you might change your mind. I'm not saying whatever. Respect your boundaries for sure. Respect y'all as women, but it's not as big as of a deal as probably how y'all think of being perceived as doing that.
Basically, what we getting at is, it doesn't matter how y'all label it or how they taught y'all in school. Men are going with the thought in the back of their mind. Trust me, I don't give a fuck how professional you want to make it sound. I hope she offered this. And 9 times out of 10, if they feeling comfortable enough, they're gonna do what he did. Hey, think for extra, blah blah blah. And honestly, sex work is actually needed in society. I think people get a lot of our takes
And that's fine.
wrong because we are so hard on the sex workers, but it is only the fact that understand once you cross that line, you're going to be put into a different category and viewed differently than women who don't do sex work. So I'm not against sex work.
Right.
I'm against sex workers thinking that you about to be some holy wife after 30 years of sex working. Like, nah, that ain't finna work that way. If you want to sell your soul that way, cool, but understand you got to live with the consequences of that. But we do need sex work. We absolutely do. That would help society tenfold if women could give happy endings to hardworking men who have zero access to women without worrying about getting rated.
Okay.
That would help society a lot. I'm sorry.
So I have 2 points again. One, it goes down to, like you were saying, sex workers just aren't protected. It's illegal. So they have to use fronts like massage therapy, unfortunately, and unfortunately that affects our realm because, again, there's nothing wrong with it. And like you said, like, the respect level as far as, this, that, and the third, if you're working as a sex worker, yada, yada, yada. So imagine you're part of a field that sex workers kind of clash invade in, and now you automatically have that label. And it's like you have to work twice as hard to establish yourself, especially as a woman. Now I have to also be, okay, one, I'm a woman, and two, now people are automatically going to think that I am going to do this just because other people have. Like, I don't like being put in that box. So again, it just goes to that boundary. Yes, a lot of people don't care, but a lot of people are miseducated on that and don't know the difference. Because like a lot of my clients, when they say masseuse, I correct them and then they go forward and never say masseuse again because they know I'm not a masseuse. I'm a massage therapist. And yes, it may not mean like nothing crazy to you guys, but you're not working in my field as me. Like, it's a whole different experience. Even male massage therapists sometimes are put in that category, but it's a little less pressure on them because they're men, So as a woman, it's like you're already battling these things. And then, like you said, like, we're pretty, so it also adds these extra things that people are automatically going to want to flirt with us or automatically going to want to, like, try more and stuff like that. And it's like, no, we have to really put these walls up and these boundaries so people can understand, look, this is my business. This is how I make my bread and butter. I'm not about to lose my license, get a prostitution ticket. Like, it's a lot that goes into it. If you get caught in a building that offers that and you are in there, you can get your license revoked and you can get that on your record and have to register as a sex offender.
Now that I agree with. Now, Viral Way Podcast, me, Mr. Viral himself, is gonna put this PSA out. We need to legalize sex work. There is no, and I mean sex work from adults. You know what I'm saying? 18 and up. What you choose to do with your body should be your choice. It's insane to me that they say you wanting to sell your body is illegal. It's your body. It should be your choice. If you want to get money in exchange for giving your body away, who is anybody to have a problem with that?
I think they already made that prostitution shit illegal. Like,
No. I mean like legal as far as like a business, not on the street. I mean, like, you can walk into a business and
scores, right?
if you got to do that.
What's it called?
Yeah, you see on the menu. I want Armani J. I want a Ling Ling. Like, you see on the menu. You feel me?
No.
And the only reason I say that is because sexual energy that's not released in men, it has to be released. So when it's not released that way,
It comes in
a lot of times it comes in different forms, and most of the times it's in forms of violence. So a lot of violence that goes on in society is just sexual frustration.
Can I have a question? Can I ask you a question though?
Yes.
Why is that put on us though? Like, why is that our responsibility?
No, it's not your responsibility. I'm saying for the women who want to offer that service, they should have that right and that freedom. I think it would make society a better place.
They do.
I feel like they should have protections.
They should have protection.
I'm gonna
right.
give it to y'all though, because it's a lot of people that would give in to that, and you defining yourselves as not being that. So that's good. I salute y'all in that sense.
Absolutely.
Because it's too many that's easy nowadays that'll go for anything. Yeah.
Absolutely. We respect y'all to the
Standing
utmost.
on your ground and standing on your business. Keep doing that.
But that's the thing. It's not about talk. You don't have to talk down on the next person to uplift yourself.
That's
so
a fact.
The thing is, like, this is what I say in my other interviews about women that decide to do stripping. They want to be singers. They want to be this, actors, whatever. They go into the sex work. I'm going to keep saying that that's the easiest form to get money as a woman, period. So good for you. But what I'm saying is, do not put us in the same category. So when we say we're not masseuse, we're massage therapists, we're not saying masseuse. We're just correcting you why I want to be called a massage therapist and not a masseuse, because she might do sex work, but I do not. So I don't want to be in the same category as her. I want to be in the category of I am wife. I am the one. I am the one to be respected. I'm the one to be around your family and not. I'm that category. And the problem in that business, the mix of it all, is that strippers want to they want the same respect, or sex workers want the same respect as women that are working 10 times harder to gain that respect. That's not fair. Like, if you choose to pick your money up that way, you have to be like woman enough to say, this is how I do it, and be proud that you do it that way. But understand there is a difference. So that's like the only thing.
Absolutely.
I get y'all.
No, that's
because
absolutely.
Men that still respect certain things, even about from hoes to prostitutes or whatever, but you won't be put in that same light. That's the consequence of
You'll be respected for where you are.
the choices. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't mix up my word. Don't mix up my words with saying sex work needs to be legal.
Nah.
We respect sex workers. We respect you for your choice. You will not be respected as a woman per se. Like she said, when you talk about categories of wife, mother of my kids, you're never going to make that category once you step in to the dark side of sex work. So that's the only disclaimer I put out there. If you choose to get your money that way, do not expect men to look at you in the same light as a woman that's working hard every day at her 9 to 5, her career, her business, her entrepreneurship, who's getting it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that's the wrong way, but the right way. You're not going to never be viewed that way. So just understand it's a consequence for every action. And that's unfortunately a consequence a lot of women don't want to live with. They want to hold for 30 years and say, okay, where's my high value man now? You're done. It's over. That's a wrap. You can pack that up. Enjoy your bag. Enjoy them trips that you was taking the last 30 years. That's not fun anymore. Enjoy them Birkin. They can't afford no Birkin. Enjoy them bags, whatever you have. What's the new bag? What bag you had?
Crazy.
What's that bag? No, I want to shout them out. The black on.
Oh, that's Telfar.
Yeah,
Teflon. Enjoy your Teflon bags. You know what I'm saying? But the husband and the high value man, you're not getting that. It's over with.
It's just, we not going to look at you like you respect yourself, but we still going to respect you if you be honest in who you are. But it's like, it's no way you can respect yourself and have morals about yourself if you are moving like that.
Okay.
But I'm not going to look at you crazy. It's just like, you never would be, like he said, in wife category. It's some hoes that do get wife though.
To you.
Yeah, but to the niggas that they don't want.
To the men that they want, they never will.
That part.
It's like, I understand what you guys are saying, you know, and I agree to a certain extent, but I also feel like that's also the problem with sex workers. Like, I have friends who do sex work and everything. I don't look at them any less or respect them any less than I would.
You're not a man.
I understand that, but I would even say one and the same as, okay, how about guys who scam and hustle and do all these, you know, why would I want that type of man too, as a woman? Like, but you guys don't categorize that as the same as a sex worker as a woman. Does that make sense?
That's not, because a million miles on a girl's vagina and things that she can be as a woman that affects her internally and psychologically is way different from a man that's getting money. A man that's scamming and doing what he's doing. Nah, but she's not going to be mad that this scammer is taking her out to all these fly restaurants, all these fly places, flying her out. You're not going to be mad at no scammer for that. But a woman with 100 miles that had 100 dicks on her, and they're going to look at her crazy. Like, what is you wrong?
Hold on, let me ask you a question. I'm going to let you go right now. Let me ask you a question. The difference is men value different things than women. So as far as the prostitute, the sex worker, men, we value purity. So we're not going to make that a wife. Women, on the other hand, won't care about him being a scammer. They won't care about him being a D-boy as long as the money's coming in. They actually prefer that to get with these guys while they're young in their prime. They usually don't want the straightforward 9 to 5 square guy until after the fact that this dude done fucked them off and now all men ain't shit. And now they want the square guy that they didn't give the time of day to in their prime. So the only reason those men are looked at the same is because y'all don't look at them differently. But y'all accept it. It's not on us to look at. Hold on. It's not on us to look at them different. Y'all are choosing them.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel like as a respect thing, like just because a woman chooses to do sex work, like she shouldn't be disrespected or looked at any less. I know that's what
even
comes
then.
with it, but it's still like
I didn't say it's more disrespectful. I'm gonna respect you.
But you guys were saying like, oh, you'll never get wife. This and like to each
Why?
his own.
Why?
To each his own, because that's not what you like doesn't mean the next man doesn't like that or
This
doesn't like the person she is. There's more to her than just what she does.
As
for women.
women, y'all lose your ability to start pair bonding. You become psychologically messed up in the head. A lot of different factors of being a wife. When men see women, it's not like, okay, I'm gonna marry you today and you're gonna be a wife tomorrow. No. When I see a woman moving around a certain way, oh, she has wife qualities. I will, if I had to deal with her for being the same way in the next 20 years, I'm a wife her, because even if she don't change or don't grow, I could be content with that. Versus somebody that's crazy, want to go back and forth with me, want to battle with me and deal with all this other shit because you didn't dealt with so many people. You don't even know how to deal with a man no more. You so far out of reach, regardless of what you think or not. The most shit y'all let slide in y'all, that sperm and everything else is staying in
You lose a
y'all. And
level
y'all
of
picking up all them
connectivity.
energies in y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
That's
because she has something to say. Let her go.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. He kind of made the point for me. I hate to say it. It's not the same for women as it is for men.
Round of applause, please.
Let her get her point. Let her get her point.
Now talk your shit.
It's not even that. It's just true. After you encounter a certain amount of men, you lose a level of connectivity. And if you want to be with a certain caliber of man, you don't want to be with a man who doesn't care if you even have that level of connectivity.
Yeah.
Ability.
See, the thing is, women don't understand what men value. Women look at what they value, and then they put their values on men, going, well, I don't care about how many women you slept with, so you shouldn't care about how many men I slept with. No, it matters. Like he said, it affects your ability to pair bond as a wife. This is actually proven.
Yeah.
The more sexual partners you have, the higher chance it is for you to end up in a divorce, for your marriage to not work. And I think it's anywhere as low as 5 to 10 partners.
crazy.
That shit jumps up to like damn near 60%.
Yeah.
Your relationship is guaranteed to fail. Basically, you done had too many dicks to be happy with one. That's just in layman's terms what
But
happens.
it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to take multiple dicks or you want to have multiple partners at one time, because you can still be like monogamous, but there's just a certain level of connectivity that you don't have after a certain amount of partners.
You become a shell of the woman that you once were. Like, I know women now that are doing OnlyFans. They think, oh, this is not going to affect me at all. But what we're starting to see now as the years are progressing and these women are getting older and they're getting closer to either hitting the wall, which is 30, or they're past the wall, and now their maternal instincts are kicking in like, damn, you know what? I do want kids. I do want a family. All my friends are getting married. They can't come around no more. It's not cool to be in the clubs no more. We starting to look like them old aunties. Like, I want to settle down now.
But
And they
it's too late.
cannot get a man to take them serious because of their past actions. And they're actually starting to come out online going against their own choices, telling women, hey, don't follow my path. I feel dead inside.
You become hollow. And when you become hollow, it's damn near over with. And even men, like, we can see that, like, far as your actions, the way you act. You can think you can hide it. You can lie about your body count. You could do all that. But the difference of a woman we know with a low body count versus a high body count in her interactions and the way she act and the way she think, it's always going to come out. You can't hide who you are. You only can hide it for so long.
I would just say perspective is the biggest weapon formed against a lot of people, because perspective is really a killer. That's just it. Like, yes, I hear what you're saying too, but like, how much can you really gauge on someone just based off of what you see? Like, you know?
That's
Like,
not
what,
what I'm
hold on,
saying.
what you mean though?
But actions is going to tell you everything about a person.
Actions, yeah, when you get to know that person, but like just based off of like you're saying, you know, when you first interact with them or whatever, or just what you're seeing, like
I'm not saying first interact. I'm saying as I interact and get to know this person, as I'm dealing with, if we deal with each other as a woman, as man and a woman, if I'm dealing with you for over a few months, I'm going to learn your habits. I'm going to start to learn the things that you do. And when you start to move a certain way or react a certain way or be triggered in certain ways, I know what you are. It doesn't have to be, like I said, you can only pretend for so long. Yeah, you can play the role in the beginning, but now I start to see the real actions of
No, go ahead.
of how you carrying yourself.
Look, I want to switch gears because she just sitting back like, yeah, I'm gonna let my muscle get him. Let me ask y'all a question.
Not muscle.
Let me ask y'all a
She
question.
brought her soldiers. Yeah.
Armani's a muscle.
I know. I know. I know. This one's gonna get her. Do y'all have kids?
No, I don't.
I do.
You do? You know what? I didn't even get y'all ages. What's y'all ages?
I'm 25.
25?
25.
25?
26.
26? How many kids you have?
One.
One? Okay. Now, this was a question that I always get mixed answers from women. Do you think your kid should affect your options on the dating market? Has it affected your options on the dating market?
Me,
It
no.
hasn't affected me.
Okay.
Affecting your-
Now, when you say it hasn't affected you, how so?
Well, I've always been in a relationship.
Do you think that man, it makes a difference for that man knowing that you got a kid?
Well, for me, I haven't had any experiences where I met a man that I was interested in, and then I expressed or exposed to him that I had a child, and then our interaction
Change.
altered.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Any man that I have came across that I was interested in, that I wanted to give time or energy to, once I exposed to them my child, they were like 100% with it. But then again, I haven't had, because I'm typically in a relationship, in a long-term relationship, I haven't had that many experiences to find out if I'm actually affected by it.
I was about to say,
Let
because
me-
you were only 25,
Yeah,
so how many
nah.
relationships you
what
have
I'm
been
saying?
in?
I'm
Exactly.
finna ask y'all one thing. Do you feel like y'all value or your stock drop after you have kids? Do you feel like y'all the same women with kids or without kids?
Yep.
Yeah, because the only reason I'm asking this because we had a conversation again behind the scenes about it, and we kind of had a disagreement.
For me, I think becoming a mother made me a better woman. I think if I didn't have a child, I'll be a little more wild. I would be less responsible. Um, I would be less organized. So I think that me becoming a mother made me a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for?
I just want to ask you this though, and not to cut you off. In the eyes of men, do you think your value?
Domestic.
Do you think? No, I said in the eyes of men. Do you think y'all value as when you have kids? Because you said you're a better woman now because you learned these lessons or whatever. Do you think your value is up or down? Do you think at 23 or whatever, whenever before you had your kids, your stock value was higher or lower after you had your kids?
I don't think it matters whether I have a kid or not. I think it's just about the woman that I am.
Do you think men care about that?
I think that for a man, until he actually gets to encounter me and experience me, I think just like at first glance, if you just see me on paper, okay, she's this age, she look like this, oh, but she got a kid, she work here, this what she do, whatever. I think that them seeing that I have a kid, depending on the level that man is at, because I know that there's certain men, they have this mindset of like, because I've had this said to me, but not by somebody
They want
that
to be a stepdad?
no. I've had this said to me, but not by somebody that like I was interested in or like having like that type of interaction with. But I've had a man tell me, like, you know, a conversation like this, as a high value male who has worked hard to be able to curate a family exactly how I want it, why would I purchase a used car when I can get a brand new one? So basically comparing women with children as used cars, because a high value man that has worked hard to be able to curate his life exactly how he wants it, he's probably going to want all his kids to have his last name and his DNA. He might not want to start a family that they may consider broken because it's not their child. So it's like, okay, what happens when I marry you? You have my last name. All of our kids have my last name. And then there's the one that doesn't.
Now, was that example an issue for you? The way he broke it down with the used car to the new car, was that a problem?
When he said it to me, I felt a sting, obviously, because I'm a woman and a mother with a child. But at the same time, I can't negate that person's desire, because just because I chose to have a child doesn't mean you don't have the right to feel like you'd want to start a family afresh.
Did it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Did you understand?
I understood it.
Okay,
You didn't
because
see
most
anything
women,
personal. Yeah.
well, I say we had a disagreement. She felt like the value damn near went up. Like she used Sierra as an example. No.
That's
Don't
not
start
what I
capping now.
said.
Don't start capping now. She used
brought
Sierra
up
as an
the
example.
Wilson.
This is what women do, right? They all love to use Sierra going, well, see, she got a Russell. She got a Westbrook. Russell, what the fuck is his name? Excuse me.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, I don't even know his fucking
I
name.
could use Sarah
Russell
Jakes.
Wilson, right?
I could use Sarah Jakes.
And the reason that's a
What do you
horrible example is because if you look at all of her past, she always only dealt with the futures. Yet they don't want the Russells until after they got ran through from the futures. And the futures ain't giving them the results that they wanted. They want the futures to be the Russells. And then once the futures don't turn into the Russells, they run to Russell with future kids. And it's like, what self-respecting man would accept that? So what we try to tell women is you having a child is not only going to affect you, that's probably going to be one of the most important decisions you make is who you have your kid with. So start
It's a
being,
hard truth.
Wait, I need-
hold on. Start being more meticulous and concise with who you have a kid with, because women just think I can have a kid with anybody, doesn't matter. The fact that I'm still getting attention from men means it's not affecting me. Okay, cool. You're getting attention, you're getting dick, but how many of them are really trying to marry you or wife you or make you a wife and keep you? I'm keeping you around for the fun. Yeah. So in a woman's mind, well, I'm getting attention from men, even the men I want. Yeah, but is he keeping you?
Yeah.
The thing, it's not that. I think y'all get the stigma of when we ask you about the value or whatever the case is, if the value goes down or whatever the case it may be, that you're a bad woman. I think that resonates with women like a lot that have kids, and when they hear us talk like that, it resonates as, oh no, you're no longer good. Like, you still can be good in somebody's life, but your value and your stock does change. It takes a lot for a man to deal with a woman with kids, because you don't just come with a kid, you come with a whole man attached to you. Versus a man that has nothing attached to him.
Okay.
So it's like you said, on paper, if we put both of these on paper like a job, and you got X, Y, and Z, everything adds up the same, but then it says, oh, child here, no child here, but you're the same woman. Y'all two the same women. What you think a man gonna choose?
The one without the child.
Okay, well, that's good and all. So here's the thing. Good thing we're not living on paper. So that's the great thing. Another thing is, it goes back to what my beautiful friend here said. It's all about perspective. That's another thing. And then another thing is, you took my example and you really ran the wrong way with it. So I won't even use Sierra no more, because I was just using it as this is somebody that we all know got a good man after a spoiled one. I'll use Sarah Jakes. Y'all know Sarah Jakes? She's a pastor. That's Bishop T.D. Jakes' daughter. She had a kid at 15 years old.
13.
13 years old. 13 years
13 to
old. And you know who her man is? A phenomenal pastor. Tory Roberts, right? Torrey Roberts, phenomenal pastor. That's a good man of God. Married her. They have their family. And she's now taking the torch from her father, Bishop T.D. Jakes. Once again, that's a big dog out here, okay? So what I'm saying is, don't take my example. Take it as this. I don't care what no man that doesn't want to raise another man's child, per se, has to say he shouldn't even approach me. Because the problem is, women hide their kids. Do not hide your kids. Do not feel like, I don't want to put my baby on social media because people are going to. I'm a mother. I'm upfront about being a mother. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about my struggles. I'm also a woman that takes care of her child, with or without a man. There is no man attached to me. I take care of my son. Now, there's also no drama, because can that man be in his son's life if he wants to? But we good. So there's no man attached to me. So when I
say attached, that mean a man has access to you.
He doesn't have access to me, because the thing is, and I'll just so I can use myself as an example, so I ain't got to keep using everybody else. Even with my child, I don't ever have to talk to his dad. He has a way to contact his father. And the only time we have to talk is so we can meet up on a time to get that bag ready.
That's not realistic. No, this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying.
I know, I was finna go
If you have,
I'm sorry that a lot of people have baby daddy drama.
you have to communicate. It's impossible to not ever not communicate. That's just not even realistic.
So where am I living?
You know what I'm saying? Unless you had a deadbeat who's not around. If he's still around, you're communicating at some point. And what he means, like, by having a man attached to you, this man can affect how his woman feels in his household. Your baby daddy can piss you off, and that could ruin your night with your man. So how can another man make my woman mad? And this is my woman now.
Not a fact.
So no, listen. Say y'all had a trip plan, right? You had a vacation plan. Your child's father said, "Yeah, I'll take him for the 2 weeks." Night before the trip, your baby daddy goes ghost, nowhere to be found. He just fucked up your household in real time, and this is another man controlling another man's household. Why would you ever give somebody that power over your woman when you could just find one that don't have none of that attached to her?
Or you could just find a woman that, whether she has it attached to her or not, it's about the woman. It's about how she moves and how she holds it down. When I go get into a serious relationship, which I'm going to take time to get into because I have a kid.
Can that affect you?
So when I take that time to get in that relationship, my husband don't have to worry about nobody from the past, not even his father.
You
know why?
can't say that.
Because I'm going to get with a man, not a man that decided to change his mind and said, okay, I think she's fine and stuff, so I guess I could be cool with raising her. Nah, a man that said, look, I don't care if you had a kid or not. I'm a man. I want to lead you. I want to lead you in the right direction. So I'm coming in here, and this is how I'm going to do my household. So even when it comes to his dad, that man runs this. And that dad, if you don't want to be a real dad and step in how you're supposed to and make this an easy thing, because I don't care that we had a kid, I'm not stuck with you for 18 years. That's what they want us to think, and that's the drama that they put into our heads. You don't have to have drama for 18 years, and I'm sorry to the people that do.
See, y'all always go to the worst case
I'm sorry to the people that have the drama. Just let me finish. I'm sorry to the people that have the drama. If my son is at an age, now I could date even more freely now because I have it set up to where my son can talk to his father whenever he pleases. I've dated someone, and he would be in the living room talking to his dad. That has nothing to do with what we're doing in this household. If I cook dinner and dinner's ready for my man, for his kids, for my son, tell your dad you'll call him later. His dad don't disrespect that. And if it comes down to your example, oh, what if you had a trip and da-da-da-da? Once again, I'm with a man that includes my son. My son is his son, just like his kids if he had any would be my children. If mama couldn't come get her kids and we had a trip plan, it's either include the kids or guess what? Because your kids are my kids.
So let me ask you this.
Because your kids are my kids or my kids are yours, I don't only depend on this man I used to have a kid with. I depend on my village. So mom or grandma would probably be more so of who I would ask to depend on.
It's not dependent.
Hold on.
As
Let
a
me ask you
man,
things.
y'all probably was planning this trip to go along without kids.
No, fuck the trip. Fuck the trip. Let me ask you this. Fuck the trip. So you telling me y'all are co-parenting through a kid, and you don't see nothing wrong with that?
It's not about co-parenting.
No, because you said you don't communicate with your child's father. He don't communicate with you. You guys communicate through the kid. Don't you think that's unfair to the kid to have to relay messages from mom and dad? You don't think that's going to affect the kid in the long run?
He'll literally be on the phone with his dad. And if his dad, this is the thing, is we already have organization, right? It's supposed to be organization for peaceful co-parenting. It shouldn't be like, dang.
Thirsty cuz over here. Big goat.
I can't hear myself.
Jesus.
Healthy co-parenting shouldn't and this is, I just hate this for a lot of people. I came from a toxic co-parenting family. So like what I didn't like was that they couldn't communicate, right? They couldn't just simply just tell him about my events at school, or just tell her that you're trying to do this and like to not just put it all out there. But for example, you know that your son has breaks, right? So how do you want to do the breaks? Do you want him Thanksgiving this year? Because if that's the only time you could get him, then let's set that up. We're organized to where I don't got to text you every day and say, hey, you getting him next weekend? We talking too much. We are not that no more. I don't owe you that no more. When I see you, it's like, hey, how you doing?
Okay. Is it safe to say at some point in time, you're going to have to communicate with another man?
But that's what I said earlier. I said this. I said, it's as simple as you're picking him up Friday at what time so I can have his stuff ready. You could cordially talk to somebody about that.
This is the point you're missing.
What is the point?
A man gets her with no kids. He doesn't have to deal with that at all. No matter how minuscule it is, it matters to men.
It's
so why
men.
why go through that at all if I have my option to not?
I just want to say, I feel like this is just one of those conversations that boils down to date who you want to
exactly.
date. If you, like, for me personally, on the flip side, like, okay, I don't have kids. I personally don't want to date a man with kids. That's just my preference. So don't go. I'm not knocking any guy that has kids. If I meet a great guy, he just happens to have a kid. Okay, like, you know, I've definitely talked to one or two. You know,
okay.
Why you don't want to deal with a man with kids?
That's her choice.
It's my choice.
Why you don't let her answer? Why you answering for her?
Because
I'm asking her a question. Why you don't want?
Why is it your choice?
Personally, it's similar to the reason you guys presented. Like, I just personally want my family to be my family. Like, I want to be able to have, you know, my kids with my partner, and it's just us. But I also want to be married before I even have kids, and I also want to like do these. But realistically, sometimes life doesn't happen that way, and that's fine. You know.
That's the reason we had this conversation, because the dating market is in shambles, especially in our community, because our women, it's like at a 70% rate as far as having kids out of wedlock, right?
A lot of men have kids.
No, actually, that's not a fact. It's about 14% of men impregnated damn near 90% of women. So out of that 70%, they're getting pregnant from the same man, basically. So our women are choosing the same men, the same small pool of men. Our women are choosing those men and then saying, men ain't shit, men ain't this, men ain't that. And then they're expecting the men who actually went through life to make something of themselves, to come take care of the kid that you had with the man that ain't shit.
Listen.
And then women aren't seeing a problem with it. That's the issue.
I hear you, but why? My thing is, why just because, like, these are some of the most amazing women I know. Any guy would literally be lucky to have either one of these women, literally. Their value is not like, oh, she's totally like, she doesn't deserve to be happy.
See, that's
and
where you're
have
wrong.
a nice. I'm saying though, but you're saying, oh, she's tarnished, her value goes down. Yes,
I just
okay.
said that does not make you not a good woman.
Okay.
At the end of the day, in the eyes of a man, your value drops.
Okay.
As women get older,
Vice versa.
y'all value drops. Y'all based off of y'all looks, y'all body, the way y'all are. We are visual creatures. That's the way we view women. Okay, she looks good. She could be eye candy for me. She could be this way. Over time, your value will drop. And as a man gets his money and his worth up, his increases, regardless of what you say or not. If you are dealing with somebody with kids or without kids, it does not matter.
Date who you date.
Hold on, listen. I just want to get the point out because a lot of these conversations, when you watch them online, they just seem like just arguments. Okay, the point of having the conversation is so the next generation does not make the same mistakes.
It's not a
basically,
mistake, though.
no, it's definitely a mistake. It's absolutely a
people that
mistake.
regret it.
Not having a strong nuclear family is a mistake. And it's a reason why our community is at the bottom economically, politically, and a whole lot of other reasons, things that we're at the bottom of life, basically, of every race. If you look at politics and you look at economics and you look at the races that lead that, and then you look at the family structure, most of their families are together. Who they had a kid with, they married. He have a business, the wife be in the business, the kid be in the business. Like all of that is tied in. When you look at us, she have a kid with him, left him. When they had a kid with him, left him. When they had a kid with him, left him. And the kid got to grow up that way. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 kids in the same household and they all got different dads. We don't see a problem with that?
I definitely see a problem with that.
Right. That's crazy. But that's the norm.
Even on a different scale, though, it's like, all right, we telling y'all, like I said, to bring awareness, to bring whatever the case is. We giving y'all perspectives as men, whatever the case is. So the next man y'all deal with, regardless if they got kids or not, why you think it's women out here with 3, 4 baby daddies, with 4, 5 kids? You know what I mean?
He said they keep choosing the same man.
Yeah, but they're not learning from their
first.
so-called not mistakes or whatever the case is, and you're doing what you're doing.
But you're going to like an extreme case, like, you know.
This is
No, it's not an extreme.
It's
at a
normal.
No, listen to the 70% out of 100, 70% out of wedlock, single mothers. That's extreme.
You know what
on any scale.
Yes, I know how to wedlock is.
No, I don't know.
She know.
Because she acting like she don't know nothing about what's going on.
I understand what you guys are saying. I'm just saying that, again, going back to my point, you should date who you date. If you don't want to date a woman with a kid, don't date a woman with a kid. There's plenty of men who will accept a woman with a kid and would love her and give her everything she needs because that's what he chooses. You know, there's other things that go into it. Like, I don't see a kid being a mistake. Like, also, what happens in a case where it's like, okay, somebody's dating somebody, they have a kid, they were in love, and the dad dies and passes away, and now she's a single mother. Like, you
That's
know,
totally
like it's a lot of other things that go into it, and you don't.
That's
know
not the
people's
norm,
story.
though. That's not
You
the
don't know
norm. We want to
people's
speak on
story.
the norm. See, what women.
Exceptions to every rule.
But there is no such thing as a norm because everybody's life and journeys are different. So since we're talking to the future generation, do not lay down and have no kid with no man that's not ready to lock you down and set that foundation up. Yes, you're right. That's all bad. Even me, I had a kid at 17 years old. How old were you when you had your son?
I was 18.
She was 18 years old. We were too young to be having kids. We should have been living our life and focused on whatever we should have been focused on. But some of us don't have the guidance. Some of us didn't have the, parental, really being in our lives or whatever the case is. It's all different. Future generation wise, no, don't sit there and have a baby with a man that makes it seem good, makes it seem like y'all was gonna live with each other, makes it seem like y'all was gonna get married, makes it seem like y'all had the same values and morals. But you can't change that. A 16-year-old girl and a 26-year-old girl are two different 26-year-old women are two different people.
This is facts, but women
so
always.
So as far as date who you want to date, baby. If you want to date a man with kids, and I'm okay with a man with kids. I'm okay with it. Even if I didn't have kids, I was okay with it because I'm just like that. Like I was a stepchild, and so I always knew that if I dated a man with kids, whether I had any or not, I would love that baby like it was mine because I didn't get that same treatment. So date who you want to date. Don't go and date a woman knowing you didn't want a woman with a kid just because she was fine or whatever. And same thing with a man. Future generation, let's start doing it right. So let's have these niggas stop leaving the baby mamas. How about that? Because it starts there. We didn't leave ourselves. So let's start
They
that.
always
Let's
blaming the men.
Oh, we're not blaming the man.
I
I'm
left
blaming
my
his
baby
mama
daddy.
and I'm blaming his daddy and I'm blaming the neighborhood.
Why not blame yourself?
But it's
I didn't
saying that culturally, societally, like
We could get deeper into it,
We have
but-
to go. Yeah, we have to really go.
It goes
back
deeper
down.
than just
Exactly.
Because
But
Hold on, let him talk. Let him
These
talk.
men
Let
are not
Dan get
being
him.
raised to, be that man that these women need. Let's
Okay.
start there.
Okay,
I'm
let's
not
hold on.
saying-
No,
I'm not
hold
blaming
on. Let's
you
start
guys.
there. Let's start there.
Okay.
Those men you talking about, you do realize you guys are the ones raising them. So the men that you guys are complaining about,
I'm
listen,
not-
the men that you guys are complaining about are being raised by single mothers.
And
Why?
they're changing
Why?
the dynamic now?
Right.
They're
This
changing
is
the
why we're
dynamic
having the
now.
conversation.
Yes, but before, in the past, that's the past. It's already done. That can't be changed. It goes all the way back to the way how society was in general with Black people. Like, it goes even deeper. Like, it's not just about, it's more that goes into it. You have to think about, like, okay, why were a lot of men leaving before? When, it was like the big war on drugs and stuff like that. Stuff was getting planted in the neighborhoods. Men are seeing fast money, like. And
men wasn't just leaving for that.
I'm saying, but they were
Poor
being taken
justice
because they were
system.
going
It was
into
a
jail.
lot.
They were being
There was a
taken
lot
away.
more
They
to
didn't-
that than even just the fact
jail
that.
system.
Okay,
They both mad.
okay. If you want to go back, we can go back to welfare, where the man wasn't allowed to be in the house, and the woman had a choice to either take the welfare or keep the man. And what did the women do?
Well, I don't know what they did, but if that nigga ain't providing and you all stuck on
Yeah.
welfare,
I was talking about.
Hold on. I don't even want to go back that far, right? No, not to you. I want to stick right here because, like you say, the future. The future is actually getting worse. This is why I'm so adamant on getting these messages out, because it's not getting better. It's actually getting worse. Not only are we having more women become single mothers, we're having women actually. The roles are starting to reverse. You're starting
becoming men.
Exactly. The roles are starting to reverse a little bit.
Daddy.
But
This is why we trying to get shit back in order. We trying to get the women back to being women and the men back to being men.
Okay,
You
but
know
how
where
can
that
we do that
starts?
when there's a lot of 50-50 men out here? There's a lot of.
You know where that starts?
All this stuff.
I have
like-
the answer.
Go ahead.
Start, baby.
When it comes to the men being 50-50 and what do women bring to,
to the table.
Because
And
if she
even
cooking and
just-
cleaning,
and
that's
even-
not enough.
And
like,
even
all
just
right.
the women that are like having these unrealistic expectations. I want the 6-figure, 6-pack. I'm
But not
fat
doing
though.
anything. Exactly.
Like, when it comes to all of that, it always just comes down to your picker, having a proper picker. Like you said, if you don't want to be with a woman that has kids, don't get with no woman that has kids. Don't get with that woman and then shame her for having kids.
Exactly.
Stay away. Pick your choice. Pick the woman. Pick her in the middle. You get what I'm saying?
No, I think y'all kind of
Not
missing the
only
point a little
that-
bit.
Not only
No,
that,
that's the point.
when it comes to these men who are not stepping up to the plate, the reason why men are not stepping up to the plate is because they don't have to. They're not required to. Men are hunters and chasers by nature. If they can catch what they want to catch at this low level, I'm not gonna run and chase and hunt the extra mile and climb up the mountain to get the piece of meat up here when there's plenty of meat down here. I don't have to pay no woman bills. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that to get this. Men are not gonna hunt further than they have to. They're gonna catch the first piece of meat that they find when they run into the jungle, unless that man has a certain standard in and of itself to where he doesn't even want to partake in such low level meat. But if we're not holding them to a standard, if we're giving them everything before requiring anything, that's on us when they don't measure up. A lot of times we want to give them all of us first and then want them to give us everything in return, but you should have required those things before you gave him everything. He's not going to work harder to get what he already has.
Look, this is not to cut you off. This is the point I was trying to make, right? Because I'm seeing that a lot. What they said is date who you want. The point I'm trying to make to women is once you have a kid, you're not going to be able to date who you want at that point. You're going to have to take who you can get. This is the point we're trying to make, right? This is the point we're trying to make. Your options are going to dwindle once you have a kid. So be smarter
shift.
with who you are having a kid with.
Because
Because
shifts though.
They're going to dwindle.
How do you even argue when you say you wouldn't even deal with men with kids?
I
That means your options are different.
Hold on, look, I'm gonna tell you how it's going to dwindle. They're going to go down. So right now, you at 25, you have more options than she would. Because if given the pick, listen, if given the pick, you guys are equal across the board, and the only difference is she has a son and you don't. Any man with common sense is gonna pick you. Just the same, if we both were the same, identical across the board, and the only difference was I'm rich, he's not, or he's rich and I'm not, which one you gonna naturally pick?
The one I like.
You're gonna pick the better option?
The one I like.
Yeah, like, wait.
Because I didn't meet you and say, look at me. Do I meet you and be like,
what's up?
his pockets
Ooh,
is
hold on.
bigger. Ooh, okay, let me see
It
what
don't matter. You like both of us the same
No,
way.
I'm saying everything is the
like
same.
us both the same way.
Identical
The only
across the
difference is
board.
He got more money and he don't. Which one you gonna pick? Everything is the same.
The one with money.
Thank you. It's like they don't want to just say
Just
it.
admit it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
But look, don't take this personal. Don't personalize it because you have a kid. We just trying to get you to understand it absolutely
No,
matters.
I just
That's
feel like
all
we're
we
the
trying to
same
get
across-
women to understand.
If we're the same across,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You can go take your call.
she has a quote.
No, go. No,
She
you
has
go
a quote
first.
that she says all the time that
What
she
is
has
it?
to say. She talk about, well, it goes back to what they were talking about money. She always telling me like, oh, I can't even say it. The one about you don't want to date a rich man that only has money or something like that.
Oh, sometimes. Oh, I know what you're talking about because I tell all the time. A lot of times, the only things these niggas have is money. Like there's some men where all of their value is in how much money they have. They can't change a tire. They can't
true.
do nothing. The most valuable thing about you is money. I don't want that man. But the man that I want that does have value, that can change my tire, that can actually impart some knowledge to my son. He doesn't have to be the richest man, but you can't only have money. Because what happens because with money, it comes and it goes. It rises and it falls. Some people can maintain it, but there's peaks and there's valleys. You don't want a man who all his value is in his pocket.
Okay, so do you
see? Nah, you sharp because we talk about the
she's
same
super
things when it comes to morals and principles and the things we value in women. That's the no difference. And value in us also. You know what I mean? We stand on morals and principles, and I feel like the women that's nowadays is more of not living on that. Like,
So let me tell you this. See, a man with vision, a man with drive, a man with leadership, all of that doesn't have the bag fully, I can work with that because me as a woman with my beauty and all of those things, there's certain doors that women can open that men can't just off something as simple as beauty alone. Like I can open certain doors for my man if he's got the foundation of just, being a man with vision and drive and all that stuff, because it's harder for men to make money than it is for women to make money. I can't do nothing with no lazy ass nigga. But if I got a man that has a little bit of drive and all of this stuff and he's got some skills under his belt, like actual skills, like not just soft skills, but hard skills too, I might be able to open some doors to where he can make the money needed for us to elevate. But if you ain't got nothing but money, when the money falls, so does that personality, so does that confidence, that fake confidence that you wear. That's the one that's on you, not in you. Because there's a lot of men that's confidence is on them and not in them.
learn them a lesson.
You get what I'm saying?
No, you sharp.
She dropping jewels on Instagram.
But look,
I'm not gonna
you
pick
sharp.
a man solely based off his income. However, there's certain prerequisites there's certain things and requirements that you have to check off in order for me to deal with you if you don't got the income.
It doesn't even, and it's, I always look at money as just a bonus. Like, like I'm not saying like I'm going around dating,
That's cap.
broke people.
That's cap because you literally just said, oh yeah, these guys 50-50. So you're not looking at it as a bonus. You're looking at it as a requirement. For the fact that you think you're going to live in California where houses are $1 million and you're going to meet a man, an average man, because you said you don't care about a man having money, and he going to be able to afford.
I said it's a bonus. It's a difference.
Okay, is it a bonus or is it a need? Because it sounds like you
It's a
have a
need.
problem with 50-50, right?
I personally do.
Okay, so it's a need then, not a bonus.
It's
because you need money.
Yes, you do need money. That's why I was getting to say, like, I'm not gonna just date, I'm not about to just date somebody who's broke or just has nothing to offer. Because at that point, I just feel like you don't need to be dating anybody. You need to be focused on your priorities. And getting your
that's
shit
a fact.
together. You feel me? That's beyond me. That's a you thing. Like she said, as a woman, we're automatically gonna want to add value to our man, but we have to work with something. Like we can't start from zero, But it is a bonus because, like she said, a lot of men just have money. That's all they have.
So if a man has, like you said, the paying 100% for you, what is that? How do you benefit his life?
How do I benefit his
Just off
life?
of looks or
No. It's a lot of ways. Like, it's a lot of
It's
ways.
a lot of
Do you
ways.
know? Hold on.
It's
Do
a
you
lot
know
of ways
what
to turn
those type of
breadcrumbs
men are
into
looking
whole
for?
food.
Do you know what men value in women? Let me ask you
I
that.
feel like every man has their own.
No, every man has their own little
Peace.
quirks, but overall, in
understand.
general, men value typically the same thing. We're more alike than we are different. Just like
They're
women,
very
you're more
simple.
alike than we are different.
Right.
A sandwich, some silence, some sex.
No, don't answer for her because we was asking her. You know what I'm
basics.
saying? You learning. You sharp. You be studying. I want to ask her.
It's the basics, like she said. Like, I just feel like what men want, especially a high value man, is they want peace. They want somebody who can add to them and bring them peace, where they don't have to worry about other things. Like, if my man is paying for everything, yeah, the house should be clean when he gets home. There should be food, a hot meal on the table for him, waiting for him. Like, I cater to my man. Like, my man's gonna be taken care of. Like, I know how to deal with a high value man. I've dated high value men,
And
So
what
I'm
happened
gonna
with
say
those
this
men?
too, though, because it also
Now, let-
Hold on. Let her finish.
Okay.
Because she said she's dated high value men.
I
What
have.
happened with those relationships?
Different things. Like, I mean, every relationship is different. Like, whether it was we outgrew each other, whether it was one of those situations where all they had really was their money. Like, yeah, they had money, they were a high value man, they had all these things going for themselves, but they didn't know how to treat me as a woman.
Does money make you a high value man?
No. I feel like a high value man is a lot more than your money. Like, especially the type of high value man I see myself being with and I want and desire. He has a lot more than just his money. Like, he should be able to lead. Like JoJo said, he should be able to lead. He should be able to have a vision. I am an independent woman. I feel like I'm on the path, if not already, a high value.
What makes you
woman.
an independent woman?
I take care of everything myself. Everything I need.
That makes you an adult. That doesn't make you independent.
Okay. But I'm saying I never had to ask nobody for nothing, even my family. Like, anything I've ever wanted, I went and got myself. Nobody has ever handed me anything.
Okay.
Everything in my life, it was because of me. Period, point blank. So
I just want to kill that term because there's no such thing as an independent woman. Us as humans in Western society, we're interdependent. People need people. People, whether it's your job, whether it's a friend, you need relationships to prosper. So you're not independent per se. You still go to work and you depend on somebody else to sign your check to pay you.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes you dependent. You're not independent. Even us as men, we're not independent. We depend on whether people watching this podcast, whether we work jobs outside of the podcast. If you're an entrepreneur, you depend on other people to pay you. You're not independent.
Okay.
I just want to kill that concept of women like, oh, I'm independent. I don't need nobody. No, you absolutely. Humans need humans. We need each other.
I'm saying as far as like
Besides the work
efficiency.
environment.
Yeah, I'm
and
saying
the-
as in my life, like I've always had to do things myself. Even down to when I chose to not go to college and be a massage therapist and go to massage therapy school, I had to pay for that myself. I had to figure out how to pay for that myself and figure out how to get there, figure out everything. If I wanted to do that, like my family was like, if that's what you want to do, you got to figure it out and do it yourself. Everything I've ever had in my life, I've done myself. So for me, I've always called the shots. I've always did things. I've always accomplished things. Whatever I put my mind to, that's all me. I ain't never had to depend on nobody or do anything for anybody else to get to where I am, So for me...
But that's what I'm saying. That's all adults.
Okay,
Because what women do, they go, well, I pay all my own bills. I do this, I do
I'm
that.
not even talking about bills.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, as far as anything in my life that I've needed or had to do or any level of my life that I've gotten, I've lived like 7 lives. You can ask anybody who really knows me. I've lived like 7 lives. I've done different fields and conquered all of them and mastered all of them and was thriving in all of them, So for me, I've always been in this place where I've always had to do things myself. Like you said, yes, we do depend on other people and we have other people that contribute to our different levels and everything like that. But I'm saying when it comes down to it, it's always just been me. When something goes wrong, I'm not falling back on nobody else or asking nobody else for help. It's always been me. So for me, what I look for in a man is somebody that I can depend on and lead, where I can be, what's the term, soft girl, in my soft girl era, and just not have to call the shots in my household. Not have to, if an important decision needs to be made, I can depend on my man as my partner.
What's stopping you from having that right now?
Personally, for me, I just am not in a place where I want to date anybody because I know I cannot be the woman that I want to be for the man I want. I just feel like I don't have the time. I don't have the extra energy. I don't have a lot of free time. It really goes down to time. I don't have the time to be in a relationship or deal with anybody seriously at this moment, and that's my choice. And I let that be very known to anybody who encounters me. Because
Why don't you have the time?
You having fun right now?
no,
That's what it's boiling down to. You know what I'm saying?
Tell
Just
them
say you having fun because don't try to mask it like I don't have time. You're 25. No, listen, you're 25. You're independent. You have no kids. You have nothing but time.
Okay, listen. So this is my schedule, okay? So I'm going to school right now. I'm going to school for surgical technology, right? I'm in my clinical rotation, my externship. So I'm working like 35, almost full-time job, 35 hours a week. I'm clocking. I wake up at 5 in the morning every day, Monday through Friday. I got class on Mondays, 8 to 12. After that, I go to work and work until 10 o'clock. I do what I got to do, shower, eat, go to sleep. Wake up at 5 a.m., Tuesday to Friday, go to my externship for 8 hours until 3 o'clock, drive an hour to my job, and work from 4 or like 5 to 10 o'clock every night. I go home, shower, eat, do my homework, study, so I could pass the one class that I do have, and then try and get some sleep to do it all over again the next day. Then on Saturdays, I work 7 hours. And so the only free time I really have is Saturday nights and Sunday the whole
So by
day.
what age would you say you're going to be ready?
When I'm done with school and I don't have to work.
I know, what age? Like age, because you're 25 right now.
She'll still be 25 when she's done with school.
I'll still be 25. So my thing is I don't want to date anybody until I'm done with school. I don't have to work my massage job anymore because I'm working my career now. And then I could just run my business. And people don't get that because people, like I said, going back to perspective, Instagram, social media, people don't see me clocking in all those hours Monday through Friday and Saturday, but they see me with my homegirls, we going to dinner.
What's the last? Hold on. What's the last?
So you with your homegirls, you got time.
But it goes to a priority
She does,
list.
yeah, right, exactly. You're not
priority
valuing the
list is
man
me.
right now, right?
Me
Basically, you're
is
not
my
valuing
top
the man right
priority.
now.
Yeah, my top priority is me. So I always take care of myself. I do my self-care, whatever I want to do. My second priority is my family. So if my sister wants to do something, she has first say.
When was your last serious relationship?
What was that, last year?
Yeah, like last year, August.
How long did that last?
We were together for 2 years.
For 2 years?
A
Who
little bit
ended
more.
it? You or him?
He did.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
For what reason?
He was leaving. He was transferring. He was transferring schools. He was going to another state. And he felt like he needed to be alone and focus on himself and things like that. So, yeah, we just...
Was he the high value man you were speaking of? 'Cause usually high value man isn't in school. He's usually done in his career, already set in life. So where's this high value man? When was this? You said you dated multiple.
Yeah, I've dated multiple.
Yeah, when? Okay, so 2 years. So from 25, 24, 23. So in which span were these high value men at?
Before that, I've dated high value men before and after him. So.
No, I mean when? Okay, you said after him.
Yeah, I've dated.
So y'all dated for 2 years from 23 to 25. You're 25 now. You dated a high value man and you're still
we
25.
dated when I was 24. I was 24 when we...
So you cheated on the other
So you
man.
cheated on him with the high value man.
No, she's 20. She just turned 25
Yeah,
a
she was in
couple
a
months
2-year
ago.
relationship.
2-year relationship, right?
Yeah.
So
Turned 25 like 3
July,
months ago.
yeah.
It does not matter. That's even different.
So is it safe to say you weren't
They
in a
broke up
relationship with a high value
Yeah,
man? You had
2
sex with
years,
one?
though.
They dated for 2 years, but they broke. She's been single for a year.
No, this is what I'm trying to get at, right? Because
Still
women
not
think.
enough the more you say.
No, I know. Women think because they spent time with a man and they had sex with a man that they dated a man.
No,
because the time frames, it isn't adding up. She just turned
That's
25.
a relationship. I was in a relationship. And I've dated. Dating and being in a relationship are two different things. Totally different things. They're different.
Okay, specify what's different.
Okay, a relationship.
Dating means
Stop answering for her.
Don't answer for her.
You don't gotta be snappy with my homegirl.
Nah,
Okay.
because
she I know
she
she's
trying
short.
to bail you out. She knows where.
What I'm saying is
she thinks we taking you somewhere that you ain't ready to go. But just answer the.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking all of this, right? Because you said, I know what it takes to keep a high value man. I know what I add this, blah, blah, blah to his life, right?
I left the people. Like, I also can choose who I want to date. Just because you're a high value man doesn't mean you're the high value man for me.
You said he left you though.
My ex-boyfriend. Yeah, my ex-boyfriend broke up with me.
Okay, the only thing I'm getting at is if you're just casually dating, what is qualifying you for basically knowing how to keep a man if you've never done it? Like if you just casually, okay, I'm dating him casually a few months, he left. I dated him casually a few months, he left.
I left.
No, you said one guy left and then you left
My
the other
ex
guy.
left. My
Right.
ex left. Everybody else I've left.
But it sounds like you're not being able to keep any of these men. So what gives you the idea that you know how to when your past track record is showing you don't? That's all that's what I'm getting at.
No.
Your track record, if we look, how many men you dated, you weren't able to keep any of them. And you had 2 or 3 high value men.
How is it
You
me
weren't
not
able to keep
keeping
them any.
if I chose to leave?
That's still not
They
keeping
weren't
them.
able to keep me. So that's what
What
I'm
made you
saying,
leave?
like,
What made you leave?
because they didn't have the characteristics that I wanted, or they didn't do the things that I needed them to do as my man.
High value.
Can
So
I say something?
Just
How-
because you're a high value man does not mean you're the high value man for me. I have certain
No,
things that
let me-
I want from a man that just because there's not just one high value man in the world, like
Let me
there's
say
plenty.
something.
There's not, there's not plenty. Just statistically proven, there's not plenty.
Okay. There's
I say-
billions of people in the world.
Right, but
This is
there's
something
not
that I
billions of
need
high
men
value
to
men.
understand. Oh, I say this to all men. Please do not mistake the value that you bring to the world for the value that you bring to the relationship. An issue that I have, because see, I have had my own share of experiences. And the issue that I come across, or not that I come across because I don't come across it because I'm not dealing with people for real, but an issue that I have had, and this is not somebody that that I dated in the past or that I just had a fling with. This is somebody that I was in genuine relationship with. I mean, 5 years of friendship, 2 years of dating, and us still figuring out how we want to proceed, right? Rough patch, but we figuring it out. My issue with him that I had to explain to him that he's understanding now and trying to correct is that because of the value that he brought to the world, he thought he was bringing that same value to me as an individual, as his woman. And I had to tell him, baby, the value that you bring to the world is not always the value that you bring to the relationship. You go out and you save the world all day, then you bring me back the crumbs and you want me to worship you like the world worships you, but you're not bringing me that same level of value when you come home.
Yeah.
By the time you come home to me, you're too tired. And yeah, I want to re-energize you and refresh you. But you had patience and you wore your smile all day for them. But then you come to me and
Look,
you give me.
That's a
I
great
didn't heard
point.
that one before, but this is what I'm thinking. Like, do y'all think like women, especially if a man that's doing X, Y, and Z, are y'all supposed to lift his life up, or is he lifting your life up?
I feel like it should be amicable. Like
I think it's more
There's
if
a-
a man is already high value, he's gonna fit you in for you to be an asset in his life. He's not gonna just bring you in as far as being a liability. So I think women are more so there for the man and fitting his program versus women thinking that a man needs to fit your program.
You
I think it needs to be
you
both.
definitely shouldn't get behind any man where you're not willing to mold into his program, right? We're supposed to mold with our man, right?
supposed to lead.
So whatever his vision is, if I can't get behind his vision, then I shouldn't be getting behind him or laying up underneath him, whatever the case may be. That's fine.
Look, people lie, results don't.
Exactly.
The reason I'm harping on this so tough, she's a nice young woman. She's beautiful, but I feel she's a little delusional. And I feel she's capping. I don't believe she had 3 or 4 high value men that she left because they're not the high value man for me.
it's a lot that comes with
Hold on.
That's
I'm gonna let you rebuttal. Number 2, I think she's delusional because women don't understand statistics, right?
Okay.
Women think high value men just fall out the sky. And I don't even like using the term high value man. That's Kevin Samuels shit, right? But this is the term that women like to use as far as describing men now, thanks to Kevin Samuel. So rest in peace to the bro. But high value men are so rare, it's damn near impossible for the average woman to get one. So for her to sit on the couch and say, I had 3 or 4 and they wasn't the high value man for me, it's like, that's not realistic. Do you know the percentages? Let's just say 100,000 period. Like, what percentage of men would you say make that over 6 figures?
I'm not
And-
sure.
Right. Okay, it's like 15. Okay, now let's go by race. That lowers that percentage. Let's go by age. That lowers that percentage. Let's go by sexual orientation, straight or gay. That lowers that percentage. Now let's go by one that you're attracted to.
Even prison.
That lowers that. No, fuck prison. We talking about high value. That lowers that percentage.
I'm saying so the level of men is
No. I'm speaking of the men that's in that category. So just all of those 4 things, you talking about a 1 to maybe 5%. Now you have to go for location. LA, is he in New York? Is he in Miami? Because they not just sprinkled, they not just everywhere. So they're so rare, it's almost not even a point to even shoot for that.
Would you
But
consider yourself a high value man?
What do you define as a high value man? Is my
well, me, I define men differently. Now, as far as the what women and social media and the red pill is defining it by, they're defining it by Kevin Samuels' definition, right? The guy has to make over 6 figures. He had to make it for at least 5 years. He has to have a career that is noticeable, like LinkedIn. You have to have a network of other high value men, and they have to view you as a high value man, because you can't just say I'm high value. It's like, okay, let me see who you be around, and you be around a bunch of bums. How are you high value? You hanging around bums. You know what I'm saying? So that is what.
You're the least dusty of the
Yeah, like, you know what I'm
dust
saying?
bucket.
And like you said, it's more than just money, because you could be a fucking scammer and get in the bag. You could be a dope boy and get in the bag and still be a bum with money. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of bums with money,
Right.
but I don't think women truly understand that is so unrealistic, and that is all they're set on, and that's the reason why the dating pool is fucked up, because there's plenty of good guys out here, plenty of good men out here. There is men who want to be stepdads, but they're not the guys that women are viewing as acceptable. Like most women that say, well, I'm not settling. How? You have a kid. Most likely he's settling for you, because he got to take on your little kid.
So I can speak to that because I'm in that, right? So my part.
I want her to speak real quick. She quiet as a motherfucker. Because you sharp. I'm going to let you speak, but she quiet. I want her to speak.
What do you want me to? What?
Nah, cause you was going crazy on us that day.
She quiet now.
And
She
I
got her
can
back
still
up.
go crazy. But
Okay, let me ask you this. Because you said you have no problem getting the man you want, and you actually said you do want to be settled down.
Yeah.
You do want to be married. So what's stopping that from happening?
So I'm gonna go back to what Fina said about how she don't have time. It's like, it's not that I don't have time, but I think the problem with society is that women and men require something that they can't give. So if I want a man to have these certain things, I want to make sure I'm that too. I want my man to lead, and I want to play my role. Like, honestly, I'm gonna just talk about myself. My dad drove trucks to make his money, but his wife, she could go work. She didn't have to work. She'd go to school. She'd get her degree. She'd go back to work. You get me? She could raise the kids.
She had options to.
She had
to do what
options.
wanted
She
to
had,
do,
and he
yeah.
was supported everything, you know. And if she could help, cool. And if she didn't, he still was a man. That my dad was out there changing all our.
I'm saying,
brains.
what's stopping you
So
from
what's stopping
getting
me
right now?
What's stopping me is, one, I do have a son. So what that made me do is be a little more. A lot of women that have those baby daddies, baby dad. I'm not having another kid until I know I won't be in. I was fit, like I said, I was 15 when I met his dad. I was young. So I'm not gonna make that same mistake. What's stopping me is, one, I need to make sure I put me first. I need to put my career first, because I want a man that could provide this. So I need to be able to provide it too.
What type of man are you looking for?
I'm looking for a man that we need to, like,
Would an average man be fine for you?
what's the average man?
An average working man?
Yeah, can he provide? Can he, like, meet me?
I think-
No, hold on. Not meet you. I mean, by definition of average, the average man today making about 40 to 45,000. He's not flashy, doesn't have a flashy car. He got a car to get from point A to point B. Y'all are most likely gonna have to split bills. Is that not good enough for you?
That's, as long as I'm getting treated good.
No, he's treating you good, but I'm saying that's him,
Phenomenal.
and it ain't getting no, like, that's it.
You better be
Well, the
laying
thing-
down.
You said what?
She won't pipe.
See,
it
look, this is
all
my
night.
thing, and this goes back to this goes back to what Jordan said. It's like, dang, keep hitting this mic. It goes back to what Jordan said.
up?
If you have a certain type of man who is smart, he has knowledge, he has a plan. When I talk to a man, I don't really get into the whole, what do you do? Hey, what's your name? I'm saying, oh, okay. What you do? I don't really get into that.
Wouldn't that be
I
smart though?
I will get into that eventually.
Why wouldn't you ask him up front
I will
before you
get
get
into
invested?
that.
know what you do.
I will get into
I wanna
and
know
that's
what you
fine. But we're talking about our money.
So what you really dating for then?
Because it gets to
I'm
that.
not saying you, because she's saying like.
Okay, well, let me
So
finish my point.
if you ain't doing what I want you to do, you automatically X off the list, basically. Like,
I'm just, can I just finish? Yeah, because I just want to get this out for the women, you know, like me or whatever. Like, I'm just, bro, genuine. We could all be different and have what we like, but you're asking me. I'm genuine, bro. I already had the man that had a lot of money. He didn't treat me that great. He had his own house. He had his cars, all this. All I had to do was cook, clean, take care of the kids. I could go make my money. He didn't ask me for it. So really, he was helping me elevate, and then I could help him elevate, because now I'm saving money and I could put it into this and I could bring him back some money, all that. But he didn't treat me good. So I got to the point now in my life, it's not about necessarily how much money you making. It's about, can you take care of yourself? I'm gonna take care of me. Can you take
Look,
care
not
of
to
you?
cut
That's
you
the
off,
start.
not to cut you off, but you said something that I don't think you realize what you said, and this is, women don't realize this. You said, I gotta come first. So after you come first, I'm sure your son got to come first. So any man that deal with you has to be happy with coming third, but he has to put you first.
That's not what I meant.
No, that's what that means.
She's putting herself first now, which is
You
why she's
said
not
why?
dating.
Yeah, you said why. I
No,
haven't-
what I'm
because-
saying is
no. What you-
self-preservation is first. You got to take care of you before you take care of anybody. You have a child. He's going to come before
Those are
any
two
man.
different things.
So any man that deals with you has to be happy with not only coming third, but he has to put you first. He got to value you first. That sounds like an unfair
You're
deal.
on two different things right now. You asked me why I haven't stepped into a man's face. You asked me why. What's stopping me from dating was the question. What's stopping me from even taking a man's time and presenting myself a certain kind of way is because I have to put me first right now. But when I get into a relationship, how I was taught was, baby, I'm going to juggle it all. It's going to be you're the man of the house. You lead. Get your plate. I got the kids. I will come sit with y'all. When you're done, I will take your plate, the baby's plate, my plate, wash it. I will rub your back. I will make sure your shower is ready, whatever you need. The kids are asleep, whatever you need, because you are a man that I need. I need you to go provide tomorrow while you give me my freedom. This is the type of man
How
that
much
I
time
want.
you think you got to do that?
I will- no.
Look, hold on, no. This is why we have these conversations, because women don't value time.
Okay.
They think
Oh.
time is unlimited. No, listen.
No, we have a clock.
Listen,
He's not saying
women
time
are on a
is
biological clock. Did nature put this on you? God did. Men didn't. Men value youth. Right now, you in your prime. 18, 25, prime. That is the moment of life where you have the most options you're ever going to have in life. 26 to about 29, them options going to dwindle, but it'll still be hit or miss whether you have a kid or not between that time. Once you hit 30, it's panic button time. You are on a biological clock. By 35, you're basically cooked. By 30, a woman loses 90% of her eggs. Men have sperm, and we can have kids damn near till we die. Women cannot have kids damn near till they die. After 35, it's a threat to your own health. So why are women under this assumption like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to grind, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get my career, I'm going to level up in my career, I'm going to make sure my kid's straight. Then after all of that, I'm going to get Prince Charming.
It's not that. It's just more so like
It's like-
when I get into this serious relationship, I want to make sure I make his life easy and he makes mine easy, and that's just me
But
personally.
why are you not urgent about it? Just like her,
Because I don't
feel like you
know
guys
why?
are urgent
Because
about it.
just because I'm a single mom, I haven't lost my options. So the options are still
Options
there.
for
It's
what?
just for a good man.
For attention?
For a good man.
What's a good man?
A good man is a man that's going to treat me right. A good man is a man that's going to make my life easy so I can make his easy. It's like this. It's like the cup method. You pour into my
So
cup.
do
and I
these
pour
good
into
men
yours.
not have options if they just gonna sit on the sideline and
They
wait
don't
for
have
you?
to sit and wait for me, baby. Everything is already planned out. My husband is already out there.
That-
He's
no.
literally already out there. Just
Are
like
you gonna go get him?
I don't have to go get nothing because my pastor taught me the man chases.
Your pastor,
The man chases. I don't have to go chase nothing. And baby, you don't gotta go chase nothing either. You know why? Because my brand is worthy. You don't
This
have
what
to
I
go
want
chase
women to
nothing.
understand,
It's all
though.
gonna happen when it happens. So as long as I make sure I'm good and I'm prepared, just like, okay, I want this record deal. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure I can sing. I'm gonna make sure I got my music. So whenever that time comes and that man comes and it's the right time in God's eyes, boom, it works.
God's
out.
not delivering a man.
I think he's trying to get you to realize like a lot of women thought like you, and then when they got to 50 years old,
they still
I'm
waiting
not-
on
but
God
I'm
to
not-
deliver
but the
the
thing
man.
is-
I'm not saying that.
But I can't speak on this. The problem with I think this conversation a little bit is we got to keep speaking on a lot of women that are not us. We got to keep speaking on a lot of men that are not y'all. We can't even I can't even get into a debate about what them people do because I was never like them. I never thought like them. No woman has ever thought like me.
But you put
Whether you
yourself
say
in
it
the
or
same
not.
position as
But
them
what
is
I'm
what we
saying
getting
is
at.
the whole generalized thing about it is yes, I'm a woman that makes sure her shit is together. So when I say I want this from a man, I'm allowed to say it because I made sure my shit was good. Whether I had a son or not, I have my own house. So why shouldn't you? I got my car. So why shouldn't you? I could pay for this dinner and take you to the steakhouse. So why you can't take me to the
exactly.
steakhouse?
It's nothing wrong with all. It's nothing wrong with all that. But it's just a difference. Is be like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait till
I'm not waiting.
This is what I'm saying. Look, I got to get my shit together. So I'm wait till I'm 32. Then when I'm 32, I'm gonna have a baby.
But we're not
I'm gonna
waiting.
Do this and
We're
do
not
this and do
waiting.
that.
We're not waiting.
What are y'all doing?
Because if it happens next month for her and he's treating her good and making her
She's
life
not even.
easy,
She's not.
She's not putting herself out
She
there.
said she's not even giving a nigga the option to do that.
I didn't even say that.
Because you said I don't have time.
I
So
don't
how are
have
you giving
time.
somebody options to say next month if you're not giving them time? I don't have time because I'm going to school. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I don't even have time to talk to a man. So how are you saying it can happen next month when you're not even open to that right
When
now?
the right man comes, he just makes everything in your
But
life.
you don't have time.
Hold on,
You
hold on.
don't
Listen,
have time.
listen, hold on. This
No,
what we,
no, I was just kidding. But listen,
she wasn't kidding.
I was kidding.
Listen, this is what we want y'all to understand.
Okay.
And it's not so much y'all, because y'all gonna leave here and believe whatever y'all want. This is more so for the viewers
Glad
and the
you
women.
know.
No, that's cool. No, that's cool, because y'all gotta live with that reality, right? We done seen it play over and over 1,000 times. Women get on this couch every week and say, well, God gonna deliver me a man. No, he's not. God gave you free will. Good men don't fall out the sky. If you're not even making yourself available for a good man, how do you think one is coming? Just like her, she said, her music career, right? I want this, I want Grammys, I want to be in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's doing the work to get there.
Right.
She's not doing the work to get a good man. So where the fuck is one coming
I'm
from?
making sure that I'm a good woman.
That's what my point was, though. Like, going back to
Chasing your career isn't making sure you're a good
No,
woman.
making
'Cause we don't care about that.
my bag is up.
We don't care about your bag.
That's fine, but making sure my bag is up, making sure I'm happy where I want to be
Where
in life,
I
so
can
I
be
don't,
the woman-
so I don't put my miserableness on your ass because you got money and I don't. But deep down, I want it to be successful too. But I'm making sure I'm good as a woman. I am whole. So when I step into that room, I am the woman he needs.
Have you ever
he
heard
needs
of
me
the
to
phrase?
be.
Have you ever heard of the phrase? If you don't use it, you lose it.
I ain't
I
losing
have a
it.
question.
So all this time that you're doing that, you have not dealt with the man. You have not been practicing the ways of keeping the man. You have not been dealing with
to a
the man.
certain extent,
So
I
no,
have.
listen. So say God
I
does
have.
give you that man. You don't have the skills required to
I
even
have the
keep him
skill- I
at
have-
that point.
I have the skills, and my skills.
Go
are-
ahead.
I'm sorry. He don't want me to get on his earth.
Go ahead.
This is my thing. This is my thing, especially because me and Armani are both mothers. So in her singleness, because of the fact that she has a child, she's still like, it's not even optional. She's like required to practice domestication. You get what I'm saying? Like, she still has to cook every single day.
No, she's required to practice parenting. It's a big difference between
Yeah.
cooking a meal for your kid and taking care of a man. It's not the same, nowhere near the same.
So let me say this.
That's apples and oranges.
Let me say this, because
Tomato and tomato.
Even being a
me
wife,
say
you have to
this.
be raised
You
and
have to
groomed
be-
to be
yeah,
one. Women
you
are
do.
thinking, hey,
this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say / ask. Do you not think that it is important for a woman to use her singleness to hone those skills so that she doesn't get a man, be practicing on that man,
gotta raise
and lose
me,
that man
like-
because in the midst of her practicing, she's not
how do you hone?
the
Okay,
bar.
how are you honing those skills, chasing a career and getting a bag up? You're actually, it's counterproductive to those skills. Actually, the opposite.
do?
She said, I'm
Another
independent.
skill that I'm trying to hone right now. I'm trying to master the art of shutting the fuck up because I struggle with that, right?
I feel like
So that's the
Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all get y'all final words, but
I feel like you have to know how to take care of yourself first. How can I take care of anybody else if I can't take care of myself? That's my thing. And I'm not just cutting all men off. I let people know if they want to date me, hey, I'm just going to let you know I don't really have the time, but if you really want to pursue me, okay, like
and he's gone. No
That's fine.
good man is sitting around for a woman saying, I don't have time for you, but you can pursue me. Next.
I'm not
Matter of
saying
fact,
that.
cool, you ain't got the time. That's even better. So when I see you, I can just knock you down. We can have fun, and I go back on my way, and you go back on your way. That's how men
That's
think.
not what I'm
With me-
saying.
No, I'm saying that's how men's gonna
With
take
me,
what you said.
I just
Okay.
be focusing on my goals, and I expect you to focus on yours. Because the bigger picture is, it's not about us doing this. Goddamn it! It's just about all of us being fucking happy. It's single servants out there. It's people in relationships out there. Everybody's not meant to be in a relationship. Everybody's not meant to be single. That is fine. Pick your journey. Whatever your journey is, I just feel like it's about like.
men don't care about like money and the careers that women
They
have.
don't, but
because
just
of the
be the
fact
person
that
that
we
you
are
need to
mothers
be.
and women, if we don't have a man that provides for us, we do have to be in a position to be able to provide for our children. So we don't have the luxury of like not working and solely focusing on how to necessarily take care of a man. We have to practice just being
Look, not to cut you off. You're making great points. I actually want y'all to come back. Y'all been good. And I had like a million topics, but we got caught up on that one conversation so much. It's like we're running out of time. But I want to make the point for the audience. Ladies, society lied to y'all. Your pastor lied to y'all. Your parents, even some of your parents lied to y'all. God's not bringing you a man. He's not falling out the sky. If you are not putting in the work, it's never going to happen. And putting in the work is not chasing a career. It's not chasing your education. It's not getting a bag. To be a wife, you have to be taught that.
It's
You have to
internal.
be groomed that.
Tell me what that looks like. Show me and explain to me and give the
before we
audience
go.
give the audience
Yeah.
a synopsis of what it
Mr.
looks like to
Viral.
be in wife training.
The
Or what it looks
synopsis
like
of what
to
it
be
looks like,
cultivated as a wife.
the synopsis of what it looks like is to be raised by a wife. This is why we have to kill off these single mother homes. This is why we need strong nuclear families.
that about
Your kid needs to see you in the house dealing with the man. Your kid needs to see a man in the house leading the house. So when your daughters go out in the world, they have a strong example of a man, not a man you're dating, not a man you're dealing with and having fun with. No, a man that's in the home, providing, protecting, taking care of business, provision. He got characters, morals, principles, teaching you things like honesty, teaching you things like integrity, teaching you to do the right thing even when nobody's looking. All of that shit goes into play, not co-parenting through your kid. Yeah, tell your dad, come over on Friday. Hey, tell your mom, I'll come get you on Sunday. Because even that's toxic. Your kid is not there to parent. Your kid is there to be parented. So to kill what's going on with our community, it starts at home. And it starts with the women being more meticulous on who you have a kid with, because that decision is going to alter your reality, your kid's reality, and ultimately our reality as Black people in general. If you're not a wife and you're struggling being independent to where you got to be mom and dad, quote unquote, you don't have time to teach your daughter those duties. You're too busy chasing the bag. You're too busy chasing the education, your career, trying to be whatever you want to be in life. Meanwhile, your kid's still growing up watching this, and they're going to follow your path. Kids are sponges. They're going to soak that up. They're not going to just fall out the sky and learn to be a wife. You're not going to chase your career 10 years, chase your education 8 years, and just magically you a wife. It does not work that way. You have to be raised that way. You have to work at that every day. And time is the greatest asset. Time is worth more than money. You can have $1 billion, but if you're on your deathbed, what good is that billion? You would give it all up to get the time back at life. So value your time more than money. Because they got you valuing money, they got you blinded by the bag, and then time blowing by the time you look up, life done passed you by. But yeah.
But I just also feel like, again, date who you want to date. And as far as the time thing goes, yeah, I don't have time right now because I'm focused on what I'm doing right now. And I just feel like if you really want to be my man, you should respect that and work with me and my schedule. If you really want me, like you say you do and things like that. Okay, I've had plenty of men who said they wanted me, but then I tell them, like, this is my schedule, this is what I'm dealing with. And they're just like, oh, okay, so when can I see you? I just told you my whole schedule, sir. Like,
men don't work in women's schedule. You schedule into his schedule because he's the leader. He's the one with the plan. He's the one that you're supposed to follow. So I'm not going to follow you in your plan. Your plan has to fit into my plan. If it cannot, you are going to be replaced with somebody who can. No, listen. Because if your schedule doesn't even work in my plan, how in the fuck can you bring me peace?
Don't talk to me. Don't pursue me. Easy.
That's the that's the point. And so many women are caught up in that cycle right there. Okay. And like he said, they wake up 50 going, well, God gonna deliver me a good man. They got the bag,
4 months.
They got the career, and they don't have the man. Value the time, ladies. Go ahead. You got any final words, Jen?
4 months. This is my schedule.
Women are always right,
nah,
and men are only sometimes right.
I ain't got nothing else.
That's
man.
the final word.
At the end of the day, what he gave is like, if you see an example, then you know what not to deal with. Women always blame men about picking the wrong men. But if you had that example of what a husband or what your parents produce in a 2-parent household, you would know what not to deal with. So you wouldn't be picking the wrong men, and you would know how to be yourself. It's a lot of women that can get men all day, but women do not know how to keep men. And they'll say, "Oh, a man need to keep me." You need to learn how to be a wife in the first place before you even think.
Getting men isn't keeping men. You can get a man, but after he fucked you, you sucked his dick, you cooked him dinner, and did he keep you? Did he marry you?
We could say the same thing about men, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. You guys keep saying, like, oh, you guys aren't being wives to men, this, that, and the other. You can't keep a man. I can't keep a man. If I wanted to be in a relationship right now, I could definitely be in a relationship right now.
Not with the man you want, though.
It's
because if you could, you would. That's like him saying, I could be a millionaire right now, but I don't want to right now.
And then going back to your previous point about, what do you think a man wants? What do you think a high-value man wants at that? Okay. In my eyes and what I've dealt with, I've seen what a man wants and what a high-value man wants. So I for me personally, want to be able to be that woman to attract that type of man.
Let me
If
ask
I
you
don't
one
feel
question.
like I'm that right now, why would I waste my time trying to attract the man that I want if I know I'm not the woman that type of man wants
So
at
you-
this time?
let me ask
I
you a
wanna
question.
be ready for that. And right now it's like I said, you guys are talking
She's
about
still
I'm not
qualified.
gonna-
Final question.
Nah,
Final
I
question.
just want to ask you a
Yeah.
question. So you say you was in a 2-year relationship.
Yes.
Was this say was y'all in love?
Yeah, at the time we were.
And y'all broke that off over school?
This was more that went into it, but yeah, he was leaving. And yeah, he just felt like he was going through a really difficult time in his life and things like that. And he just really felt like he needed to just be to himself and learn to be to himself because he's always had to depend on like other people and things like that. So yeah, he was just needed to be alone.
Okay, look, I want to wrap this up. Yeah, hopefully y'all come back because I want to finish that. The timelines kind of wasn't adding up to me. Ladies, value your time. For the man that you want, unfortunately, I'm even gonna say unfortunately, you have to put in work. You have to train like you do for your career. You have to put in time like you do for your education to get a man. I know it sounds like nails on a chalkboard to you. You have to invest to get the man you want. Your beauty only lasts so long, and that's only going to get you so far. Yeah, you can get in the door, you can attract these guys, but like she's showing, most of y'all aren't able to keep them. Whether you leaving or they leaving, you're not able to keep them. Bottom line, because if you could, you would be kept. Like I said, people lie, results don't. The viral way.
Easy call.
Ain't no handouts, I did it from the ground up. In the streets, thugging hardest when they found us. Got a problem, nigga, watch my troopers mount up. My bitches bang too, and you a lame though. You niggas ain't outside, yeah, we came through. You want your lights up, we put you on the shade.